Every second, fierce battles are raging that we can't see. They start with a simple movement, a single sneeze that launches a storm of droplets at 100 miles per hour. Let's dive into just one droplet. What looks to us like plain water is actually a warship. We are now 100 times smaller than a grain of sand. Welcome to the nano world, where the laws of physics are completely different. Here, the enemy appears, a protein capsule with no brain but one clear goal. It closes in on its target, the fortified castle. We're approaching the surface of a human cell in the respiratory system. We've reached the battlefield. This forest isn't made of plants. It's made of cilia that protect the lungs and sweep away dust. Everything is covered with a thick layer of mucus, a sticky trap for intruders. The virus doesn't swim. It's pushed around by random collisions with molecules in what's known as Brownian motion. And the cell, to it, is a giant planet the size of New York City. The barrier wall appears, a double fatty membrane that protects the secrets of life inside. Rising from it are towers, receptors, the gatekeepers that decide what goes in and out. The enemy doesn't have explosives, but it has something more dangerous, a fake key. The moment it makes contact, a complex biological trick begins. The key matches the lock with terrifying precision, so the cell is fooled and thinks the virus is a friendly nutrient. Instead of kicking it out, it opens its doors and starts to swallow it. The breach is complete. Now we're inside the cell, in the cytoplasm, a place more crowded than Tokyo at rush hour, with power stations, factories, and highways all working in sync. The virus is still trapped in a bubble, like a Trojan horse. The cell gets suspicious and sends in acidic bubbles to break it down, pouring a bath of burning acid over it. But the virus has been waiting for this signal. It changes shape, escapes its prison, and is now free inside the city. It starts shedding and stripping away its outer shell to reveal the real weapon, the genetic material, the code of death. This code needs to reach the command center. A protein appears, literally walking on two legs, the cell's mailman, carrying cargo along structural highways. The virus hijacks it and clings to its back straight to the center, to the nucleus, using the cell's own energy to invade it. Here is the nucleus, the vault of human DNA, protected by tight security. At the last checkpoint, the chemical trick works again, and the gate opens. Inside this holy of holies lies the blueprint for making a human. The virus throws its own manual into the pile of official documents, and the cell's blind machines can't tell the difference. They start reading the invasion orders. Shut down defenses, copy me. The nucleus turns from a library into a virus printing press. Messages are sent to the factories, the ribosomes, the obedient workers who think they're building proteins for the cell, but are actually building virus parts' heads, tails, and shells. The production lines get jam-packed, and the cell is drained. The shipping system unknowingly joins the crime, and the cell turns from a living being into a zombie factory. The engineering miracle begins. The pieces assemble themselves, tick, tick, tick. A full army is born out of nowhere. One virus came in, now there are 10,000. Space is running out. Resources are running dry. The cell's pillars are collapsing, and the internal pressure is about to explode. The new army is ready to invade. Some viruses sneak out like thieves, stealing a piece of the cell membrane as a cloak to hide under, but most of them choose the violent route. Lysis and cell death, an explosion that launches tens of thousands of copies into the surrounding fluid. The castle has fallen, and the cell has sacrificed itself to create its own killer. The next target is the neighbors. What started as a single virus has become a flood. Before it died, the cell sent out one last scream, cytokines, an urgent warning message to the immune system. The response is coming, and it will be brutal. The big eaters arrive, the macrophages, the tanks of the immune system. Without mercy, they swallow everything and set the battlefield on fire. That's what makes you feel feverish. The army has arrived, and total war has begun, sacrificing infected cells to stop the spread of the infection. Then, the special forces show up, antibodies that disable the virus's keys, neutralizing the weapon and turning viruses into nothing but floating scrap. Chaos reigns, with millions dead on both sides. War debris piles up, but the battle starts to tilt in the body's favor as it regains control. While the war is still raging, rebuilding begins. Healing kicks in with an incredible power to repair, and the invasion is pushed back. Let's zoom out to see the bigger picture. All this microscopic destruction shows up in our world as a simple congestion. The young man feels tired and maybe has a bit of pain, with no idea that millions of soldiers died for him in the past few hours. Your body isn't just a structure, it's an entire universe. Billions of guards work silently to keep you alive, from invasion to resistance to victory. Next time you sneeze, remember the war inside you. Stay tuned as we explore other worlds. But has the war really ended? The enemy never sleeps.